and hope that I can get this message off in a timely manner. All right. This is Jamil Salib Zamir out of Manning, South Carolina. Sincerely thanking everyone for tuning in. This is by request from someone that used to live here in Manning, now has moved on up top, New York, and they left for a reason. They left because they contracted AIDS from someone here in Manning, and we've always stayed in touch. And if you go back to my website, you can check out one of our commentaries where I actually talk with them about the situation. Every year, I've always done something for AIDS Awareness Week. I've always done something for World AIDS Day. Because unfortunately the people with AIDS and with HIV are not talking about it. They're still very secretive about it. But so I don't call names, although the person says that I can call their name. I won't do that. But we are going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about the school shooting that just occurred. We're going to talk about gang violence again, of course, and we're going to talk about um, grieving parents and the suffering of parents who've lost loved ones. And all of this, we're going to try to get it done within 45 minutes or less. I have not slept in almost 30 hours, and I kid you not, I just have not slept. One of the side effects of um, the situation that I'm going through. So please stay tuned. We're going to go through the promo. We're going to do it on the Like It Is platform today, and then I will be right back. Instagram, stay still. You can hear it, but you will not be able to see it. And I'm trying not to move that camera because if I move it, it's going to fall. So let's go. Tell me like it is, and not like it was. Tell me like it is, and not like it was. Tell me like it is. All right, Jamil Salib Zamir, Manning, South Carolina. Sincerely thanking everyone for tuning in. Those who will tune in, you crappy behind people up on Facebook, y'all are ridiculous. You Negroes will get on online in a heartbeat if somebody digging up their nose looking for boogers. Y'all are just childish. Our mindset is so childish. We want to party, we want to dance, we want to do childish things all day, every day. But when situations come up that we need to address, nobody is around. I mean, it's frustrating to me, but Allah is God. God is the greatest. God is the best knower. But one thing I do know is that no matter how tired I get, this is an assignment. You Negroes talking about your assignment is to do childish things that don't amount to nothing. That's not an assignment. That's a desire. That's something you desire to do. That is not an assignment. You know, a few years ago it was what was it? Anything the preacher say, y'all gravitate towards it and hold on to it. Paradigm shifting and all this other stuff. No, 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 no. We got to do better. So listen, I am not your entertainer. I think I used to have 300, I used to have 1,500 followers on my page. I deleted 2 pages so far in the last 3 years, and I started completely over. Now I got about 200 and something. If this is not what you expected from Jamil, you might as well delete yourself off my page. Unfollow me and don't be sneaking back up on the page trying to figure out what I'm talking about, because this is me every day. I don't sell my soul. I don't sell out to other things. I don't chase tail. I don't chase women's behind, and I don't chase men's dick. I don't do that. I don't look for parties. I don't get high. High don't distract me from this message. Getting drunk don't distract me from this message. Company don't distract me from this message. When it's time to talk and God says to talk, I talk. So that's what I do, and I do it with the purpose. So I thank all of you for tuning in, and I apologize to my friend. I apologize to you. I was just very low, and I forgot all about World AIDS Day, but I want to talk about AIDS, HIV, as I do every year. We do it every year. We talk about the LGBTQ community, the transgender community every year. Uh, I want to start with this: the spike in the murders of transgender males in particular, the spike in the murders. I don't like that. We can't have that, because you don't know which one of your children may come out and say I'm gay or I'm a lesbian. You don't know that. And then you got these brawly dudes, muscular dudes, you know what I mean? They come out of prison or whatever, and they want to have sex with a man who's soft like a woman. So they find transgender men and they enjoy their sexual pleasure from these transgender men who have feelings too. And then after they finish, they wipe themselves off and tell them, go back into the woods and don't acknowledge me. Don't act like you know me. So the transgender says, I'm human too. Now you could cut yourself off from the transgender and don't even deal with them no more, but no, you want to kill them because you don't want them to out you. I don't like that. I have associates of mine whose sons have transformed into females, and at least two of them have been murdered. The cases are just like police looking for a known drug dealer's assassin. They're not going to look too hard. And most of you guys are not going to fight with a transgender male because they've been fighting all their lives and they're going to whip your ass. So you kill them. Or you get a group of people to come and beat them up after you had sex with them. I don't like that. I'm not saying that who they choose to be is the right thing, but I'm saying if you don't like them, leave them alone. Don't go sneaking behind the door with them. So that's my thing. When I was living in New York, I met a lady that I thought was a lady. Spanish, turned out to be a guy, but a Spanish looked beautiful. That was in 87. We went on a couple of dates. She took me to movies and all that stuff, then told me what she was. I liked her as a person. So I didn't sever the relationship. There wasn't no sex involved. There wasn't no kissing. There wasn't no nothing. But I didn't sever the relationship. We had a very good relationship. I had a gentleman who I worked in a lawyer's firm. He was gay. He was attracted to me. And I explained to him, listen, I don't rock like that. Don't come to me different. But I liked him as a person. His name was Eon. I never forget him. Jamaican dude, Eon. And because of the way I approached him with respect, he introduced me to his sister. And we had a very good relationship. So more and more of our children will be coming out, if you will, as transgender, as male trying to be female, female trying to be male. Listen, if you don't like it, just leave them alone. Because we don't know which one of our children, with the way society is going nowadays, going to turn out that way. And I'm going to tell you why. We're going to move on. 9 times out of 10, the first person your daughter's going to be with going to be another girl. They're going to be licking each other vagina because they don't want to get pregnant. And once you get an emotional attachment to someone, and if they touch you well enough and touch your soul, then you're going to fall in love with that person. You may break out of that cycle, but you're going to fall in love with that person. I'm not saying it's right, but are you holier than thou men, preachers? You know you watch pornography where 2 women were licking on each other. You know you did. And I can tell you for a fact from living in Atlanta, a lot of female ministers used to come to the strip clubs. You know you did. So I'm saying that for a reason. The murder rate has risen so much from transgender. They don't even talk about it. It's like it don't even exist. But some of you hardcore Negroes, you having sex with these transgender males, transgender females, you sleeping with them. The church is full of them. Full of them. Soft dudes, cushiony dudes who can please you better than the average woman. And I'm going to say this again. I'm not saying that it's right. I believe a man should be with a woman should be with a man, but that's not the world we live in anymore. We got to figure this thing out and let God deal with the rest. I don't promote it. I don't glamorize it, but I don't agree with anybody touching, physically harming a transgender male or female, unless they come up in your face on some BS. Now let's get off that topic. We're talking about World AIDS Day, HIV Day. Today is the day. I want to go through some statistics real quick, and I wanted to apologize again to my friend. I apologize. You know I'm gonna be on straight up. I haven't slept in. I didn't even get to shave. All the gray is showing. I like the gray though. I earned that. Uh, as of today, 2021, today Wednesday is December 1st is World AIDS HIV Day. The theme for today. Oh my goodness. Just give me a minute. I'm going to keep on talking until I find the theme because I wanted to mention the theme. World's, yeah, AIDS. Okay. Yeah, I might be able to find it real quick. Let's get the theme. Okay. The World's AIDS HIV Day the theme is End Inequalities. End AIDS. End Inequalities. The reason it's titled End Inequalities is because AIDS was a white man's disease, white male disease. AIDS, the first time I saw it was on Denzel Washington was playing a doctor, number one, on no, I don't think he was playing. He may have been the doctor. It was a doctor show called Saint Elsewhere. And that was way back in the early 80s. And a white man came into the hospital and kind of like ER and had all these spots on him and they couldn't figure out what it was. And then it turned out to be what they called AIDS. That was a white man's disease, anal sex, because when the whole viral load of the infection of AIDS settles in the anal cavity, mostly in the anal cavity in males and females. So when you engage in anal sex, unprotected anal sex, and you break blood vessels in the anal cavity, that blood goes either into your penis, or if you're giving them fellatio, you drink it or whatever, and then the disease, it spreads just that quick. On one of my commentaries on one year, I spoke with a woman who was a virgin, black woman. She married a pastor. And from him, one time, she contracted AIDS from him. Another case, a pastor had been sleeping with different members in his church. I have that video up on the website. I want to put that on the board real quick so you can see it, if I can. Yeah, this is my website. You can join my website. It is the 19 Report on YouTube. We have almost 135 commentaries up there over the years. This one, AIDS, HIV, the rising epidemic in South Carolina. We had done an interview with a lot of people out of Columbia, South Carolina, because I was told by a doctor that from Columbia to Somerton, the rise of AIDS was on the rise, AIDS, HIV, and people weren't being tested for it. So those are the ones that say, oh, my uncle died from pneumonia, my uncle died from this, died from that. They died from AIDS, but we are acting as if though AIDS is a condemnation, like that person got AIDS, they're bad. And the reason I joined on to the fight, because I know some of the people who are HIV positive, who have contracted AIDS, and they're not bad people. It's not like you can say they deserve that. So you could go on the web. This was done in 2015, the first one, and only got 826 views. That's amazing to me. But that's how we are here in South Carolina, especially. We lie. We don't want to face no truth. Everybody is just so holy. Everybody just love everybody. And that goes contrary to God himself, because there are 7 things that God hates. It's in the Bible. God hates from Genesis to Revelation. He hates things. That's why he cast Adam and Eve, the mythical Adam and Eve, out of the Garden of Eden, because he hated what they were doing. But we got people in society, especially in South Carolina, y'all just love everybody. I don't love everybody. Some people get on my nerves. Some people I like, but their actions get on my nerves. And I'm trying to please God in the best way. I'm trying to be as perfect for the universal law of God as I can be. And because of that, Allah, God, the universal order of things, gives me insight to things. Why you ain't rich, Jamil? Because the world is what we're in. This is Satan's world. You play Satan's game and you will be successful. Most of your business people are apathetic, liars, hustlers. They'll talk, they backbite, they slander, they do whatever it takes to keep the money flowing. They double talk. They do all of these things, most of them. So it is World AIDS Day. You could go to the website. I hope you'll share this video, like this video, because what I'm talking about is nothing. I don't have a right to condemn anybody. So what I'm talking about is nothing like most of you are expecting me to talk about. If you stay tuned long enough and listen to the beginning, from the beginning to the end, you find out. But according to my analytics, when I go to the back screen, y'all will listen for like 2 seconds and then click off. You know so much. And then you think that ignorance is an excuse. But ignorance is not an excuse. So you think if I don't listen, then I won't be held accountable, but you're going to be held accountable. That's why everybody trying to grab the Jesus bandwagon now, because they scared they're about to die. But the whole time, don't nobody go to church till they get old. And then when they get to church when they're old, ladies and gentlemen, they don't have no man. The women don't have a man. The man don't have no woman. Because you haven't gone through the proper cycle of life and learned how to get along with each other. So the book says, how can you love a God that you've never seen and hate the people that you see every day? We are in the stages of hating each other, but lying as if though we love each other. Horrible game we play. So let's get back on AIDS. I got to read these statistics, and this is what the individual wanted me to talk about, because this is a very serious matter. I'm gonna put this up real quick if I can. Yeah, it says here, a senior administrator official told reporters that the president I want to read that last. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. I told you that AIDS was a white person disease. You remember the great movie that Tom Hanks did with Denzel Washington about AIDS and how people were standoffish about it. But somehow AIDS trickled from the white community, the white gay community. You know, John Wayne and all these people were freaking behind the door and getting this disease. But somehow it came through to the black community somehow. And then instead of it being a disease created in a laboratory, which it was, it has a patent number on it, so it's created in a laboratory. It's been discovered, it's created in a laboratory. They know how to make it, and they know how to stop it. This ain't a conspiracy. This is fact. Now they're coming out gradually. 2 cases so far. Miraculously, 2 people with the AIDS miraculously have beaten the AIDS, beaten the disease. Dr. Sebi, may the gods be pleased with him, had figured that out years ago. And because of it, he was murdered because it wasn't time. But here's this disease that was decimating white populations. Just like COVID started out decimating Japanese white populations, people whose immune system were weaker. Wasn't affecting us yet, but somehow we became the top tier of those dying from this disease. Somehow. Likewise, we are at the top tier of those dying from AIDS and HIV. And let me tell you something, for those of you who have HIV, you should be praising God and you should be sharing that information, because years ago, many of our family members died from the disease because one pill was $800 per pill. Until the pharmaceutical market figured out how to make money off of lowering the price of the pills and getting more people infected with the disease, I said, lowering the price of the pill and infecting more people with the disease, we were dying like flies. AIDS was a death sentence. This new disease that's been out, it was a death sentence, but it moved quicker. And so when you heard somebody had it, somebody got the C, they're going to die. Somebody got the A, they're gonna die. Or what we call it, the thigh. Once you got the thigh, you dead. I heard he got that thigh. You dead. You're not gonna make it out. But now you all are living longer, looking healthy, but you still carry a remnants of that virus in your body. So we have to be very careful. But listen to this. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Black people account for a higher proportion of new HIV diagnosis and people living with the disease compared to other races. In 2018, Black people made up 42% of the new HIV diagnoses in the United States. 42%, while only making up 13% of the U.S. population. 42% of the population that's carrying the HIV virus, but we only make up 13% of the population. Think about those numbers now. 42% of us got it, but we only make up 13% of the population. Now, women nowadays, men nowadays, they're sexy as all get up. They're healthy looking. They're lifting weights. They look good, but they're carriers of the disease. This is by design. Because you have AIDS or HIV, that does not stop your sex drive. You don't tell the person who's about to engage with sex with you that, and I need y'all to pay close attention because I got to give you some more statistics. You don't tell the person who's about to have sex with you that you are positive. They put on the condom, but I don't know about you cats, man, but the last time I put on a condom, the way I rock, you know what I mean? When I pulled out, it was broken. The tip was, I was through it. Not because of size, but because I be getting it in. Do, 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 do. So you don't tell your partner. And you don't say nothing. 42% of the new cases and 13% of the Black population. Data from HIV.gov reveals that HIV also disproportionately impacts certain groups within the LGBTQ plus community. The disease is running rampant in the Black community. 2015, I had interviews in Colombia. There were male prostitutes in Colombia. The disease had run rampant in the church. Summerton, South Carolina was one of the highest ranking communities carrying the AIDS HIV virus. 2021, Sumter is a cesspool of HIV and AIDS. Clarendon County, as small as it is, percentage-wise, can match Sumter County with the amount of people who are carrying the HIV AIDS. So you thinking we got to concern ourselves with being shot, robbed, murdered, cancer, heart disease, aneurysms, and on top of that, AIDS and HIV, because people are not being truthful about their sexual activity. You know, devil or demon because you contracted AIDS or HIV. That could happen to anybody at any time. Before I met my wife now, the person I was with prior to her was telling my wife that I had AIDS. He got AIDS. Well, if I had it, then I had to get it from her, God rest her soul. It wasn't true, but she spread it. So before I married my wife, we went to Dr. Keith's office. We ran all the tests. I said, but if I'm taking the test, you taking the test because you might have it too. I'm meeting you and you got two babies from two different men. So you ain't no better than me. We both going to take the test. And I take it every year. And of course, it's going to come back negative. Of course it is by God's permission. Hers as well. But we are in a state of emergency when it comes to AIDS, HIV. The medication of like the medication is like putting on false lashes and fake hair and fake boobs and fake behind. It looks good. But when you peel all the layers off, you're going to see who the person really is. I want to see who you really are. I'm not afraid of AIDS, HIV. I'm not afraid of transgender, LGBT. I'm not afraid of any of that. I'm just becoming afraid of gangs in the street because y'all don't follow no rules. Y'all don't follow the laws of the street. Y'all just, whatever comes to your mind is what you do. You're crazy. Y'all are the crazy. Y'all are the generation of crazies, and you like it. You love it. You love being, to call you crazy is a compliment. So it's AIDS, HIV awareness. I will be coming back again. I'm going to get some of the guests that were on the show back on the show and see how they're doing. I know several of them have passed on, just got tired of taking all the medication. My friend in Brooklyn used to live here, contracted AIDS here, and went back up top. It's a female. I know many women here who have died from the disease. And y'all are quiet about it. The family members are quiet about it. Like, talk about it. I just got a call from my big homie Dale Castro talking about all these secrets we keep in the Black community in the South. We got too many damn secrets. And the people who need to know don't find out until something horrible happens. So it is World AIDS HIV. Represent it today. Put a tag on your page. You Negroes know you're sleeping around. You know it. Especially, I want to read this to you real quick, though. Let me get this up here. So I had some more statistics. HIV has risen 30% in Black males. According to the CDC, HIV AIDS has dropped in the white population. I just saw today on the news that they are opening up drug clinics, they're opening up drug houses in New York so that you can come in and shoot up your heroin, smoke your crack, do your fentanyl, but they'll have a nurse on duty. When you die, they can bring you back to life. See, this stuff is by design. Why the hell would you promote that instead of promoting clinics to stop them and get them off of the drug? Same thing they're doing with gangs. The young children, they're letting them back on the street to kill some more, along with the bail bondsmen who don't care who they give money to get them out of jail. No, they got no morals. They got no ethics. It's all about the money right now. We are the new white people. And I ain't talking about the decent white folks. I'm talking about them same white-minded conservative Republicans who and the liberal Democrats who put us in a condition, white folk, and the Black folks who follow them, who only want the money. There's only a handful of people in Clarendon County that's getting all the land, getting all the homes, getting all the businesses, getting all the money. They know they got connections and everything. And y'all love them because you're dick riders. You're coochie riders. You don't speak against anything. You just want to be seen with somebody who you think is something because you feel like nothing. Same thing with AIDS and HIV. You don't want to talk about it. You want to go in the corner and pray about it. But who are you praying to? Prayer without works is useless. The Bible says it. Who are you praying to? Your own ego, because you don't want to tell nothing. And the streets. See, this is the thing about me in the streets. These young people who have no moral code. And if you have no moral code, you are a demon. They're making the rules. They're telling you what snitching is, but they tell every day. So you think if you be quiet, you're helping the situation. But thousands of our young Black boys are dying in the street because we're quiet. Because jail might have saved their life. HIV has risen 30% in the Black males worldwide. 42%. 13% of the population, 42% of the people carrying the HIV/AIDS virus. Black people account for the highest rate of AIDS cases in America at this point. Black and Hispanics. I've been to clubs and I've been to parties. And I seen women passed out drunk. And I seen guys that don't care if you laying in piss or defecation or you've thrown up. If they can get your pants off, they're going to stick their dick in. And when you get up off the floor, embarrassed, knowing that someone had sex with you, you just going to pull your pants up. I know it. I seen it. You pull your pants up and you go on about your way. I've seen grown women in their 50s. We rub all on them in the club. We pull their titties out in the club. They laid out. They done. Don't know who they had sex with. Bring you home babies. Bring you home disease. The males who did it, bringing you home babies, bringing home disease. So black people account for the highest rate of AIDS cases in America. And check this out. The ages for the new rise in AIDS cases is from age 13 to 29. 13-year-old black males and females have contracted AIDS, HIV. How many of y'all talk? Y'all talk about Jesus. Y'all talk about God. They in church every Sunday, but how many of us talk to them about AIDS and infectious diseases? The feeling of sex. Send them to me. Or put them on live with us doing it three-way, and I tell them everything they need to know, raw and uncut. That's why I don't feel guilty when my children do something, because I ain't lied to them. They did that by choice. Once you get out in the street and you got to make a choice, then that is what it is. 13 to 29. You worrying about your child being in a gang, you better worry about them being turned out too. Coming home other than what they were born. I'm gay now. I'm a man now. I'm a man. No, you a lady. I'm a man. And I'm not making fun. I just got to make it so graphic that you know, because you know you all are hiding your children. Like when my sister got pregnant, she was sent off somewhere to have the baby and then came back with the baby like y'all think Mary did. No, a dude got her pregnant, just like a dude got Mary pregnant. I think her boyfriend name was Joseph. But we'd rather hide things than face it because y'all want people to believe that your life is perfect. Money don't make your life perfect. A lack of money don't make your life perfect. I'm in the lack of money category and I don't feel perfect. And the reason it's a lack of money for me is because to those whom much is given, much is required. I need more money. Look, you can look around and see what I spend the money on. I want to build my community up to where it's safe. I want connections with the police, the fire department, the FBI, the CIA, so that our community is safe. 13 to 29. And what I mean by safe, young children are being lured out of their homes by people on the internet. You know, your 15-year-old girls, they got OnlyFans pages. You know they naked on Instagram because they know how to make their vagina squirt water. They know how to do things you ain't never know how to do. They can put a whole plastic bottle in their anal cavity and pull it out and suck on it. And they will do it. They have no moral code. I don't care if they got degrees in college or not. They got more money than you've ever seen because they selling their body. Black woman on the internet, we're going to get back into this, did an experiment. She sells clothes. She sells pressed shirts like I do. And she did on one of her videos, I have not sold many shirts and I have not gotten many views, but let's see what this does. She took off her top, had on a boxer top with her nipples out. She took off her bottom, had on the booty cutters with her ass out, and she pressed her shirts while she was dressed like that and got over 250,000 views. 250,000 views. And I guarantee you just as much as of sales and advances from people who saying, I give you $100 if you take your shirt off. So your 13-year-old child, 60 and 70-year-old mamas and grandmamas, they know more about sex now than you ever knew. You still in missionary position. All right, get up. They're doing things that's why they stealing your man. You come home and your 13-year-old daughter sleeping with the man you left in the house to watch her because she's got it. So from the age of 13 to 20 and the males, they're doing penis so long, I don't know what the hell they're eating, but it's so long. Hey, they can stick it around the corner and screw your girl while you looking at TV. But in the midst of all that sexual animalistic desire is AIDS, HIV. And not only that, chlamydia, we talked about that, syphilis, crabs, we talk about all of these subjects because all of these things are attacking our children. And syphilis by itself, when these young girls can't get rid of it, it destroys the brain. Now, Sumter County, Summerlin, and Columbia have a disproportionate amount of AIDS and HIV cases in the black community. Y'all still scared to say black. In 2021, you know black people. Yeah, I do know black people. I'm black. We're not technically black like that black on my screen right there, but I'm brown. So we relate to black. The white folks ain't white, they're pink, but we call them white. Buckers, crackers, old Nick. They call us nigger, nigglets, Negro, African Americans. Well, we black. We're in trouble. Because by the time our children are 7, 8, 9, they're playing with their penis. They love the feeling. But if a man is masturbating with his own hand, then that's a man touching on a man, pleasing a man. So in his mental state, he's already don't have no problem with a man touching on him. If a woman is playing with herself, that's a woman touching on a woman with a woman's hand. So she already psychologically don't have a problem with another woman touching on her. We are creating universal frequency in every evil that we do. And that Satan knew he could always keep us away from God. Because he would keep us under the the demonic frequency of desire. Let's get off that subject. Now I want to talk about, I don't know the names particularly, but the shooting in Detroit. When I heard about the shooting, I thought, oh my God, Black Detroit. But it turns out it's like 3,000, it's like I don't know, 1,000 miles maybe or less out of Detroit. It's a suburb, it's a rural area where the school was, where affluent people lived, some black. The lowest amount you pay for a home there renting was $800 and something. Most people who are buying their homes, $227,000 or higher. The school privatized literally. The jocks, the cheerleaders, everybody got a bright future. They didn't think that this type of violence, even after Columbine, they didn't think that this type of violence would happen in their neighborhood. They're more embarrassed than anything, the police department. The person who committed the crime, his father had a house load of guns. I don't know if they're black or if they're white. We'll find that out. I don't get into conspiracy theories. Just the facts, ma'am. His father had a lot of guns. Just bought that gun 4 days ago. But the 15-year-old was using the gun target practice. Then for some reason takes the gun to school, already knowing who he's coming to shoot, because it's a 30-round clip and he ain't waste no bullets. And when they caught him, it was 7 more bullets in the gun because he was looking for 7 more people to shoot. And so calculated in his thinking at 15 that he was knocking on the classroom doors because they were locked, saying, "It's the police, open the door, it's the police." They recorded, somebody recorded that. Very calculated. So we don't know what's going on in the minds of our children. They had a shooting incident last week in South Carolina. I think it had something to do with bullying. I'm going to tell you, and I'm staying on the subject, but I want to step off a little bit for South Carolina. Gangs are taking over the school. This has happened already in Chicago, in California, and in New York. You either get on or get down or lay down. Some of our children just want to go to school to learn, but you're forcing their hands. I have a nephew that the gangs forced his hand and beat him up and treat him like garbage because he wouldn't choose a side until he chose the side. That was 5-6 years ago at Manning High School. So these new gangs following their OGs who should be telling them, yo, if he's in school and he's learning, he's off limits. He's untouchable. Don't touch him. Don't touch her. Leave him alone. Leave them alone. No. These old niggas didn't get to live their life right. Now they're old and broke, and they're trying to get these young niggas to hustle up for them. So they tell you all of these stories, these war stories. And I tell anybody, I don't have time to listen to all the shit you did. I don't want to know who you killed. I don't want to know what kind of crimes you committed. I've done crime. I'm not going to sit here and listen to your BS, but you young folks, y'all love it. So these Chicago dudes, Detroit dudes, all of them come around and y'all are enamored. What? That's what you did? And people in your community that yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Now you want to rob their house. Now you want to stick them up. So back to the Detroit situation. I told y'all years ago that if white folks did not come up to bat and start teaching the truth about what they did to us, that the same things they think are only for the niggas is going to infiltrate their homes. And Chris Rock was in a movie CB4 when the little white elite boys started listening to rap music and they tried to condemn rap music. Now y'all have given all your white boys these big trucks with the tail laid back. They don't work. They get dowries. They get money. They do a little something and you pay them top dollar. You get them all. Now you've done that and they're spoiled brats. They play more rap music than we play, them white boys. But the thing about them, they can leave nigga anytime they please. And they got somebody to cover their ass. Because when the 15-year-old boy did the shooting, he immediately lawyered up. His parents got him a lawyer immediately. And they cannot use the insanity or mental illness defense because the boy in there knocking on doors acting like he's a cop. And when the cops draw down on him, he put his hands right up in the air and knew to keep his mouth shut. This was what I was talking about with the case of the Rittenbaum or Ritten, whatever his name is, that shot the 3 white boys. By him getting off, what it would cause. It would cause more young people to think, well, if he got off, I can get off. He was 18, I'm 15. But I read on the internet just now that they may try him as an adult, which I wish they do. And I wish they hold his parents accountable for him having the weapon. My point being, if society is going to be fair, the only way the universe is going to give us some slack by Allah's permission is if we're fair. White folks, y'all had your time to be on the upper tier. Y'all got everything set up to where y'all got more land and y'all got generational wealth. What else you want? If you don't start to legitimately educate black boys and black girls to the knowledge of what y'all did and how y'all messed our minds up with all these fake holidays and all this other BS, how we supposed to live, if we ain't got this, we shouldn't be happy. If y'all don't correct that, because they ain't going to listen to Jamil. I ain't got one person watching me right now on this feed, but I got to do it. That's my assignment. I will do it till the day I die because I'm loyal. I'm not like most of you. I don't switch teams. I never did. I thank God for that. If I'm with you, I'm with you. If we in a fight and I'm about to run, I'm going to grab your arm and say, yo, we got to run. Now, if you don't run, damn it, man, run. I'm tired of getting hit in the face and stomped on the head and kicked on the arm. We got to go. So I'm saying this to this conservative, Republican, good old boy system that is the South. That's what this is. They want to keep the old ways in place, and they want to manipulate the minds of young black boys. They're allowing you to come out of jail after you commit a murder. They fight for you to get out. My partner Dale Castro, his son's murderer, has been allowed to come up for a parole hearing at least 3 times. Correct me if I'm wrong, Castro, or maybe even 4. Why the hell you let him keep coming up for parole? He done bragged about the killing. He glad he did it. He lied about doing it. But each time, the criminal is going to begin to get more attention than the victim. I said the criminals, because of this judicial system, this wicked judicial system, will get more opportunities to succeed than the victim. Murderers are walking around Clarendon County like it ain't nothing to it, ready to kill again. They ain't put the gun down. They ain't at the church. They ain't thinking, let me be a father to my child. They still out there doing what they do. So the situation in Detroit, they thought they had a great police department. They had a great system. They had a contingency plan. If something happened at the school, you meet over here at this hall over here. But still, that didn't protect them. 4 dead so far, maybe more. 6 shot. But he shot more than that for sure, because he was hitting his targets. Rather in the leg or in the chest, he was busting. He killed, looked like a football player, a jock, a pretty girl, and an Asian girl. Like, are these the people you targeted because they were picking at you? My point being, those who are being bullies, the universe is switching. Those being bullied will become tomorrow's killers. And our young people grew up on this murder music, marijuana, lean, mud, pills. All they know is what they hear and see. Don't make no difference who you are. They will come and disturb your peace. But if you try to mess, don't you mess with my mama. Don't you mess with my daddy. Don't you mess with my brother. Nigga, you mess with my parents every day. Why the hell I can't? So when one dies, they look at it like, oh, you killed my man. How many people did you kill? The moral compass is broken. It's not going to get any better. They just opened up another gun shop in Manning. This guy is selling assault rifles. Assault rifles. And one thing about a Negro with a gun, he got to see what kind of damage it do. He got to. I was in high school. We're almost done. From 9th grade, and I pray this don't incriminate me, but I didn't know. They didn't have no signs on the door. But from 9th grade to 12th grade, I carried a gun to school every day. Niggas just didn't like the way I moved. I got their girl, or they saw me as the soft target, but I never had to pull it out. I'll throw with you, and people will tell you that I'll rock with you. I put the hands with you. I do it. But children today, they can't do that. So the first thing they're going to go for is the gun. I never pulled the gun out. In my 12th grade year, when I went to college, I decided I was going to leave the gun home. Only person know about my foolishness, God rest her soul, is my sister Tiny. I always told her what I was up to. I helped her out with that gun. But I left the gun home when I went to college. And I did a speech at Morris College in my second year. I did a speech during Black History Month, and the Qs, so they wanted me bad in their fraternity, and the Alphas wanted me very bad in their fraternity, but I turned them down. And after I turned them down, I became an enemy, and they wanted to beat me up. And I didn't have a gun on me, but a young cat from New Jersey got wind of what they had planned to do. When I left to go to the library, they were going to jump me and beat me up, put a bag over my head and beat me up. He brought me a 22 pistol. Because that's what kind of dude I was. I was a solid dude. Like, I heard what they about to do, bro. I'm giving you this. You keep this. Don't worry. If you got to do something with it and throw it, it's clean. My name ain't on it and your name ain't on it. So I'm at Morris College. I'm carrying a gun every day to class. But I ain't never pulled it out and I ain't never shoot nobody, but I did have confrontations. So what's going on in Detroit? Population of that town, I think, was 3,250 something. They thought they were safe. My point to you is nobody is safe. The evil is getting into every crack, into every crevice. There are white supremacists who are applauding the fact that we are the highest in the rise of AIDS cases. But what they fail to realize is that they white woman, whether they like black men or not, they want to sleep with us. When I was in high school, I was with two white girls who wouldn't dare let their parents know. And I banged that girl in the bathroom right next door to the office in Manning High School. Got what do you call it? My mind is going blank on me. Got oral sex and all that right in the bathroom. And the other one right in front of my partner's house. And then one time out at the ballpark. They love black meat. And they're going home to their boyfriend and let y'all do whatever y'all do. So there is no escaping. The only escape is the universal law of truth. I've been through some stuff. I'm 52 years old. I feel like I'm 72 or 80. And the strange thing about this is that I used to I had to do it all by myself. I didn't do it out of the mud. I did it because of necessity. I had to do it. One time I went and got my brother when I was about to fight, and he backed me up like a brother was supposed to, and I fought. My name and the guy that I fought name are the same. Ain't nobody beat nobody. It wasn't nothing big. But he had a problem with me, and I wanted to go ahead and address it. And after that, we were cool. We're still cool to this day. Now I want to close on this. I said before that our children are starting trouble in the streets, and they're coming back home to our address. And whoever they start trouble with in the streets, don't care who's in the house. They're going to shoot up the whole house. And whoever catches a bullet, catches a bullet. Now, many of you parents, you know, like I know, that my children are up to some nefarious, no good stuff. You're not being caught blindsided when, unfortunately, most of them are murdered. You know they've been up to something. My children were troubled for a long time. I thought I had them on the right path, but they were going someplace else. They were seeing people get shot at 15. Gang, gang. I didn't care about gang because, I knew all these guys. Cross town, they didn't bother me. I didn't stand on the corner with them, with the CBS, the crosstown body snatchers or none. I didn't run with them, but they respected me because I was trying to be a family man. Don't touch Jamil. Look, man, there is a dude that is doing time right now for me for a situation that was somebody else told. Somebody from jail got word that somebody was going to do harm to me. They called this guy, and this guy took care of it. Because I was trying to do the right thing as a father, raising my children. I was trying. And I never wavered, because if you waver from it, they're going to know you're a phony and your pass is revoked. So I'm in the street, of the street, but I'm not a street dude like they were. But I hang with them. We brothers. We family. I'm the dude that I have the gun shaking, their hands are steady, but mine's is shaking. But I'm standing on the line with my brothers. You're bringing this violence home and your parents are being terrorized because of you. Some of your parents are very neglectful and unfit to be a parent. They think justifying your wrong makes them a good parent. But not only do they put you in harm's way, the parent, you put the child in harm's way, because unless you can walk with them all day, every day, you better be careful what kind of trouble you start in the street. So most of these murders that have occurred in Clarendon County and surrounding areas from Columbia on down, all of your child's friend know exactly what happened to him. But they, like Tupac on a Juice, will hug you and say, if I find out who did it, I'll fix him my debt. Two-time double crossing. They will not take care of it. They will not handle it. Because niggas don't want to die. They want to fight people who they think, that's why they bring a whole gang. They want to fight people who they think they can terrorize. But shooters respect shooters. These niggas ain't gonna mess with real shooters. But they will come to your house and they will Swiss cheese that thing, man, and not care who they hit. So we got, my eye is so lazy. I'm blind in this eye, and it is so lazy. So we gotta, it's getting worse just looking at it. Wow. You see that? I can't, anyway, we have got to have the balls to cast our children aside. I had to do it. I think my children are bitter with me about it, but man, I tried too hard, man. I wanted you all to be the ones who were in the world but not of it, that understood politics, understood business, and could help people like myself get higher in the laws of this world. I didn't need nobody tearing up the neighborhood and selling drugs and doing all that shit. We got enough of that. My investment was in something bigger and better than that. But we choose. And once a person chooses, as the Holy Quran says, you got to know how to let them go. Love them from a distance. Because they will get you killed. And they will hang out with the person that killed you because they are afraid of them. This is the most cowardly group of so-called gangsters that I ever seen in my life. Don't ever take care of nothing, but will come shoot up a parent house in a heartbeat. Nigga, get them dudes that kill dude. They still breathing. They walking around. You niggas always showing signs, but what you doing? Make the right man bleed. Don't get upset with Jamil. I ain't doing nothing but telling the truth. Parents are grieving. Y'all just shooting in the houses. Y'all killing our future, man. We need a group of men who gonna handle that shit. You gotta handle it. Only courage I got is what Allah gives me. And I do not want to die for any of you ungrateful so-and-sos. Not any of my children either. But listen, I ain't gonna stand there. God willing. Someone just recently died. Houses are being shot up in Clarendon County. They keep that on the low because they want to make this look like it's just heaven on earth. That's why they're paving all the roads and they're going to push all the violence to one area. I want to work with the police department. I want police. I want neighborhood watches. Because let me tell you something about this new group of young people. They have no morals. Satan never begs for God's forgiveness. Pharaoh never begged for God forgiveness until he realized he was going down for the count. But 10 signs, 9 signs, he said, okay, and went right back to the foolishness. There's something wrong with you all. I can explain it to you, and I have on my website, the 19 report, what Satan did to your brain and how he effectively made you a what do you call it? Denzel Washington played it, Manchurian Candidate. How they can trigger you to kill your own people. Get you out of jail, put you back on the street, and you can kill some more. But you're killing all of the good. And once you kill all of the good, there's nothing left but you, and you ain't no good. I want you to think about the murder process. I get high, I grab a gun, and I kill somebody. I go back to the block, I get high some more, talk some shit, make a couple of dollars, and I go and I bully somebody. See, most of us have mental problems. Comes from our parents, and now the generation now are going to be born robots. They're going to be born with no emotion because y'all smoke so much damn weed now, and I don't care who you get to argue the point, you will not beat the argument that anything that is genetically modified can modify your genetics. Anything that's genetically modified can modify your genetics. They make watermelons now with no seeds. That's genetically modified. Bananas with no seeds, genetically modified. Anything that does not have a seed is genetically modified. And now they genetically modified the marijuana where you take clones of the plant and replant it. I genetically modified a potato plant, sweet potato plant. And the leaves, each time I modified it, got bigger and bigger. I know y'all ain't gonna like that weed talk. I know you love it. I understand. We so crazy and so uptight and so depressed and so tense. Something got to relax us. And that old Reggie with them seeds in it, that was enough. But because we are abusing alcohol, abusing marijuana, we need more and more of it. And by the time you're 35, your body is shut down. Weed ain't gonna save you. It just makes you feel saved. So it's World AIDS Day. Be able to talk to your partner. Hey, you good? What you mean good? You got any diseases? I'm offended. I understand. But I gotta ask. Because after I come from sleeping with you, I gotta go home to my wife. Y'all think infidelity stopped because people got AIDS? You think sexual desire stops because a person is HIV positive? That ain't no condemnation of the person. That could happen to anybody. Anybody. Drugs, blood transfusion, or sex. It can happen anytime to anybody, myself included. Every time I take an AIDS test, I get scared. Well, maybe it just came up from 10 years ago. So I want us to be more aware and understand that from from Summerton, all in between, Manning, Sumter, Columbia, this is the AIDS corridor, full-blown AIDS. HIV, which could turn into AIDS, full-blown. Not to mention chlamydia, syphilis, and gonorrhea, if they aren't the same thing, all of those diseases. And according to the CDC, from the age of 13 to 29, blacks account for the rise in AIDS cases. 13-year-old girls giving it up. 13-year-old boys getting it. 13-year-old boys sticking their penis in 13-year-old boys behind. And let me tell you about these old perverts. These old male perverts love being screwed by young boys. They phone full of them. And them young boys, I've been invited My wife and I, and we went because we got gay friends to gay parties, young boys, penis longer than my elbow down to my arm, just long, just swinging. You could put two tusks on that thing and an elephant on the torso, and the penis could be the trunk. And they sell themselves. And the parties we went to, they always sag their pants with no underwear on. So when I see a person in the street sagging their pants, man, I'm suspect. I'm suspect. I'm suspect. I'm wondering what's happening with you. Why are you showing your whole ass? What is cool about that? Showing your whole ass. It's past your ass. You showing it. What's cool about it? Who drilling that into your head that that's cool? The one thing I want y'all to remember in closing, you are not in control of your life. I don't care what gang you run with. Somebody's controlling you. You're not free. You can quit school. You can quit going to work and sell dope. You can kill people or rob them. You're never free. This world has been designed to have a stronghold on us no matter where we turn. There is a limited amount of freedom in everything because the IRS can take all of your money anytime they please. And you only meeting these Keystone cops. You ain't meeting them killers that come in military gear like they got running through New York now. I posted up from 5 years ago. The military police came in and shot that young boy 76 times. He had his hands up, breaking in his house. It's where we are. It's World's AIDS Day. Look at something about it. Look at Philadelphia with Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington. Or just look at a documentary about AIDS. Or go to the 19 Report on YouTube and watch some of my videos on the AIDS crisis and share the information. Helping Jamil helps the community. I am not a selfish person. I am not unapproachable. I don't know who tell you things. I'm just no nonsense. I don't like liars. And I hate it when I have to lie. But sometimes you got to match fire with fire. If you're going to be stupid, I'm going to be stupid. You're going to be dumb, I'm going to be crazy. You're going to be dangerous, I'm going to be ruthless if God gives me the ability to do it. Sometimes it's just got to be that way. And I hate that. But I thank you all for tuning in, Jamil Salib Zamir, and I pray that I have done service to you, my friend. Thank you for calling and reminding me because I did forget and I did not feel like doing anything today, but I will not, by God's permission, turn my back on the struggle of my people until I'm dead. I owe that to my ancestors. I owe that to their spirit and their energy. We are here where we are because somebody paved the way, and I thank them for it. And I live and die for that, for my people, for Black people. And by doing that, I believe that we can be stronger with each other. But so many cowards in the Black community, once the Black man gets a little bit of money, he going to keep his mouth shut. He going to start stuttering and butter and buck dancing. He going to do it. In 2021, he love everybody because everybody give him $1. But God don't love everybody. So I'm going to try to walk with Allah. And I pray that Allah gives me the strength and gives any of you the strength who are trying to do better. We got to break these traditional paganistic holidays because the frequency of the day is destroying our children. The energy in the day is a lie. Why are you only listening to Christmas music during Christmas time? Why you only look at Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph the Reindeer, Red-Nosed Reindeer during Christmas time? Because you're programmed to do it. And you feel emotions that you are programmed to have. Break the cycle. Revolution. Respect.
Tell me like it is, and not like it was. Tell me like it is, and not like it was.